small harass with drops, Nidus Worms. In particular, the +2 melee attack, my favorite upgrade in the whole game. Banelings can kill workers in one blast. Doing the late game Baneling drops against these northern expansions are going to be absolutely essential. And it looks like some more Zerglings from Idra might be swinging in for a counterattack. And they do manage to slip in. Oh, a devastating blow for Huk to have those units slipping up into his main. We do see a lone Zealot will be joining the front, but this is a Zealot will be joining the front, but this is exactly what Idra needs to be able to pull ahead in this game.
And what is he going to be focusing down here? Looks right now it's just going to be the Zealots. He does in fact see that robotics bay. Does see that Twilight Council blinking, so it's at least researching something. Probably going to be Blink itself. To go back and look at the huge army right now for Idra. He's 5 supply from being capped. Greater Spire started, Burrow started, and almost complete as more infestors will be popping out here. Look at the unit counting station. We have a total of 7 infestors out on the map. Quite a bit of energy. Here's a big attack, looking like it's brewing in the middle of the map, Sean.
Huk continuing to just tease these big engagements, but he really does not want to advance forward quite yet. Desperately needs to get those Colossi out. We see the nice gateway wall off by Huk as he is almost at 2-1 upgrades, chrono boosting quickly to get to 2-2. But Huk having a little bit more money than I would think at this phase in the game. Huk continuing to try to expand, again going for that late game mixture. But if he is going to have no Colossi and no Templar in this engagement, Idra is going to be looking very good.
You see Idra utilizing some Roshis here and picking off some Warp Gates, but oh, here comes the force of Huk. He does have Blink on those Stalkers, but it was used to get over to that area faster. And now Idra is going to fall back. It looks like a huge amount of Spine Crawlers. If we go into the unit counting station, he has a total of 84 drones, 81 probes right now for Huk. We do believe to see some Broodlords here in just a couple of seconds as 4 Overseers now started.
Double Overseer for Idra to get that little scouting action up. Idra is maxed though, so he actually needs to sacrifice some units. Generally what you want to do is get into a favorable engagement and then try to lose those units and replace them with Broodlords, still getting the advantage from your favorable engagement. But Idra at this point might just have to sack units cold, let Protoss get a few kills, waste some money. We see Idra only able to produce a single Broodlord, but at this point it would be wise for Idra to plant 30 Spine Crawlers or 30 Evolution Chambers, then build units, and then cancel all of them, bring them to 230 of 200 supply.
That's something that we have not seen almost any Zergs do. One thing that Huk is doing that's actually so good is he's moving out into the middle of this map, feigning pressure, but at the same time taking out these all-important creep tumors. It looks like we might see a big engagement here. Lane does go across. We have 206 of 200 supply. 4 Broodlords are going to be popping out here for a total of 5. Quite a bit of infestors. See a little bit of a split off of units here. The North Lane's running in.
It looks like he's going to lose these Immortals. Oh no, the infestors are trying to rush up, and they barely do not nab those Immortals. An extremely close call. 5th base planted for Huk. No Templar Archives yet. And no, the Broodlords caught out of position. 2 of them get eliminated immediately. That only leaves 3 remaining. The non-stop infestor play. No, it looks like he misses one, and we have one of those extra long range. What the heck? I've never seen that happen before. The Broodling went out, and then it just flew right on back home.
It's been happening a lot this tournament, actually. But the bane of Idra's existence, Sean, is being researched, and that, of course, is that hallucination. If you remember back to an MLG, Huk won a game simply by having about 8 hallucinated road races. Idra did not even allow the fight to occur and just left the game. He has a ton of Broodlords right now. Is he going to fall for the same trick twice? I highly doubt it.
Well, we have been seeing a different Idra in this tournament, one that fights it out to the bitter end. +2 armor for air planting. We also see the +1 carapace. These Zerglings are at 3-0 upgrades, and there we see Idra trying to lose a couple more Zerglings to replace extra Broodlords. Huk having a giant wall of cannons. This is turning into a very, very close game.
Now remember, if Huk actually takes this game, Idra will be out of the tournament, and Huk will, of course, advance. But if Idra wins, it will go on to an all-important Game 3, which looks like will be on Paldarine. But let's jump back into this game for just a second. We see more Lings actually being sacrificed almost here. So they are going to take out a Zealot at the natural. And
And there's the hallucinated
here we go.
void rays. I am absolutely mind blown that we are not seeing any Templar tech. We see the blink forward. We do see, it looks like Idra not even dealing with those hallucinated void rays. Tons of big fungal growths going down the Colossus, ripping everything apart. But the incredible blink control from Huk demolishes this force, and the number of blink stalkers that Huk can replenish is tremendous. We see Idra trying to remake units, but he hasn't really been adding on enough larvae. His reproduction capacity is highly stinted. He can't do anything. There's some infested Terrans popping down, but Huk with a gigantic force stepping forward, and little that Idra seems to be able to do.
And that fight was actually so in favor of Huk. I'm kind of astounded. We have a couple Broodlords popping out for Idra. But this is just looking too little too late. And GG, Huk's going to be moving on, taking Idra out 2-0 in tournament fashion.
Huk eliminates Idra. That means we have 2 Team Liquid players in the top 3. It would be amazing if both the Team Liquid players were able to advance to the final at BlizzCon, but Idra, one of the big favorites to win this event, is eliminated in 4th place, getting $2,000.
See Huk going over for the handshake. Greg kind of cocking the smile there and actually congratulating him. So, now, are you at all surprised by those results?
I'm mostly surprised by the big engagement that we saw in that final battle. I mean, there were a lot more, I mean, we've even seen Huk and his PVZs earlier in this tournament having a lot more of struggle games there. But, I mean, with so little pressure from both sides, both of them got to the position they wanted to be in. There were some good favorable engagements with those Blink Stalkers.
Right.
But in particular, the fungal growths could not quite prevent those Blink Stalkers from blinking directly underneath those Broodlords.
Yeah. And I mean,
quick cleanup.
At the same time in that fight, there was about 4, maybe 5 infestors that were pretty full energy, and they never fungled anything in that fight. They actually fell back behind the spine crawlers and then went ahead and got a couple of fungals in, used the rest of the energy for those infested Terrans, but Huk taking them out 2-0.
I do think that there could have been some big neural parasites on those Colossi, because if the Colossi are disabled, then suddenly your broodlings are all participating in the fight, glitching everything into hitting them instead of the other units.
And I mean, of course, at the same time, those Stalkers were more worried about the Broodlords than the Infestors, so that might have been a better plan of attack for Idra.
Now, this creates an interesting situation when we think about the winner's bracket final. It's going to be Sheth versus a Select. Select was saying throughout the tournament, I have practiced so much TVP, I cannot lose that matchup. So I'm probably going to lose to Sheth, though, because my TVZ is awful. So if I lose to Sheth, then I will drop down to lower, and hopefully one of those Protosses will make it through. It looks like Select's wish has come true. Sheth, on the other hand, if he got knocked down, would be up against his teammate Huk. Yeah,
and Sheth actually super, super excited. I mean, both these players, or all these players remaining, Huk, Sheth, and Select, they're all playing for, of course, that $10,000 first place prize, but you still have 2 tickets to BlizzCon up for grabs, and I know every single one of those players would love to go to BlizzCon in October. Is Sheth or Select going to be able to take it? Well, one of them will be going here, and we're going to find out, as I think we're going to be taking a little bit of a break, but coming up, the winner's bracket finals.
Tragically, we have to eat as we are organisms. We are not just genetically engineered casting machines. And as we see up on the main screen, it's going to be a Terran versus Zerg. We've been seeing a lot of Protoss play throughout, but now we get to see the lone standing Terran, Indignitas Select, playing up against Liquid.